making this work right. So, okay, let me bounce back to Zoom here. So in terms of selling and sales, again, we need to remember that not just conceptually, I get it. Sales is service, selling is service, all this stuff. We really, really need to actually get that it's about serving. And it's just having conversation versus, okay, now I'm in sales mode. I'm selling now. I found it messed me up. And in the past also, I was great at the connection, the rapport. Hey, what are the challenges? What are you dealing with? What are the obstacles? Now James, now we got to sell them in the same conversation. And that there would be a switch. My mentors would call me out. I even saw a difference in me myself. And I saw a difference. My mentors caught it as well. They saw a difference in me when I was, okay, what's the problems? What the challenges? Oh my God, that sounds like it sucks. Sorry to hear that. Let's get you growing. I'm happy to help. What do you need? Where do you want to go? And then switching to that, well, would you have this thing, whether it's, fiber optic, whether it's, coaching, whether it's whatever it is, this service. And switching to that sales, I noticed there was a difference in me. And a lot of times I see this too when I watch recorded sales calls of some of my clients. People, it's like a conversation and people just having fun and asking, you're inquiring, you're curious. Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more. And again, one of the biggest things for sales is to ask questions, be curious, and shut up. and often it's that. Now, often I've also seen that when people they shift to, okay, how do I get them to buy, or how do I get them to give me their money so I can help them? There is this dramatic shift. Exactly, Marty. Ask questions, be curious, shut up.
Taking notes.
Right on, exactly, brother. Exactly. Questions, be curious, and then shut up and just listen. And it's like, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. What's that preventing you from doing? Or, oh my goodness, well, that goal sounds really cool, or avoiding that thing sounds cool. What happens when you're able to do that? What happens when you're able to avoid that? So getting deeper as well into what do you really, really want? What do you really want to have and to be? Again, Linwood, whether you're doing door to door, Marty, whether it's calling, Zoom, whether it's presentations, whether it's live stuff, and then following up with people after.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking about what are their goals, and we can talk about that for both of you tonight as well. What are the goals? Where do you want to go with things, and then what are the gaps? And it's having that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to my framing, if you will, of this, back to the framing, anyways. Is really looking at serving, because if we're making it about selling, and our questions reflect that, if we're making it about selling, we'll piss them off, we'll turn them off, we'll break rapport. And that's why the questions, instead of, for example, when I'm DMing someone, or my virtual assistants are messaging someone on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, it's less about, hey, do you want to get on a call? Get on a call with me. And it's more about, would it be helpful for us to jump on a call together and strategize for you, some of the goals, some of the gaps, and where you need to go. And because I have a way to support you with, getting you from A to B, or A to Z, or whatever it is. Would that be helpful to get on that call with you and have a connection call? Versus, let's get on so I can tell you about my program and how it'll help you. You really want to make it about, because that's a salesy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's even better than some people do, because some people, it's just like the pitch right in their face.
Yeah.
So again, it's really focusing on how can I serve them? How can I support them? And one of the biggest mistakes I made was, okay, let me get their money, and how much will they pay, and which package. My heart was always in service, but it was your mind's got to be there too. It's like, how can I get them to buy the most expensive package so I can make the most money, or how do I make the most money? And realizing it's about serving the most amount of people. And yes, charge large, charge what you're worth, give incredible value. Yes, charge a lot, and also make sure the value you give is sky high above what you charge. And that is a key, because when people see immense value, it's like, this is almost too much value to be true. That's when they'll buy, and you have a lot more interest in working with you. And you can still charge a lot. You don't have to charge minuscule. Charge what you're worth, and show them the value, and also show them what it can do for them. Humans are great at pushing things off and pushing decisions because decisions are uncomfortable. So whether it's spending money or any decision is uncomfortable. To lose weight, that's why often they push it to the new year. And usually the goal only lasts 17 days on average, which is heartbreaking that New Year's resolutions last 17 days on average. That's why they need experts. That's why they need people to support them, right? That's why we need others like ourselves. So two things, gentlemen. It's important that you believe that your offer is the best thing your prospect can have. Again, as long as they're a good fit. The selling of selling ice to Eskimos is horrible because they don't need it, and I think it's unethical and out of integrity to sell something to someone they don't need. That being said, what you both have and what I have, most people could really use it. So again, really believing and being very congruent that your offer is the best thing your prospect can have, the value they get for the price they get. Yes, there's other people who, I don't know, teach NLP or teach coaching or influence or whatever it is. But me truly believing that I have a price, whatever the price is, it's actually irrelevant. Whatever that price is so valuable, and they get so much more. You guys can't really see my hand, but there's so much more than what I'm charging, and that it will help them in a huge way. It may not make them perfect, but it'll help them in a huge way. Truly believing that is very important, because through the law of transference, in fact, it's a psychological fact. It's been proven. What's in our head, we may be able to hide it and do the song and dance. We broadcast out to them, and they will feel what we're thinking, what we're feeling. Which, and think about it, makes sense. If someone else is in a crappy mood, they can bring us down. It's through transference. It's not like, oh, I'm going to decide. It's like Linwood. Well, I'm going to decide to be in a crappy mood right now, or Marty's like, no, I think it's a good idea to be in a great mood right now. No, if you're with people that are going to bring you down or lift you up, it's through transference. So based on that, people, they get what we're thinking, they get what we're feeling. So if there's any lack of anything within us, it's going to poison that sale. And that it did it for me years ago. The direct, I'll pause there for a second because that's important. It screwed up my sales years ago. And the results you'll have, gentlemen, in sales is direct, and everyone listening, is directly related to the confidence in yourself and the congruence in yourself, your product, and your service, all three, to be able to support them, to serve them, and how well it'll work. Now, does it have to make them perfect? No. Will it ever? No. Will they always have to be working on themselves and developing and growing and doing other things, needing other solutions? Absolutely, yes. The second belief that is very important is to believe that you're the person who can best help them out, versus if there's Bob or Jane or Sally or Jim down the street that really will be better, then that's going to mess with your sales. And again, out of integrity, maybe, and I refer out all the time. It's like, hey, I'm not an expert at this or that. Talk to Jim, talk to Fred, talk to Sally, talk to Jane, and create a really kick-ass referral relationship with others that do other services, because then they'll send people back to you. And you can always negotiate, hey, 5, 10, 15, 20%. I send someone to you, you give me a kickback. You give me a commission or an affiliate fee. It's very, very common, and it's a way of saying thank you, especially, let's say Linwood sends Bob a lot more things, or let's, for example, say Marty is able to send Jane a lot more customers, because let's say Marty chooses to only work with men. That may not be the case, but let's say he only works with men, and that he gets just women naturally gravitating because they like what he say, they like his social media stuff, they like what he's up to, and he really prefers not. Or I say, I'm not an expert. I'm going to refer to Jane down the street, and maybe you'd refer to Jane down the street, Marty, a lot more than she refers to you. So again, yes, have an affiliate agreement, have a referral fee with people. So those are just a couple frames, gentlemen. Those are the two beliefs that's so important. We also need to be a leader on the call. Like I said before, your certainty is what overcomes the prospect's uncertainty, because everyone's uncertain. Will this work? Will it not work? Am I going to lose all of my money? Are they take my money? Is this thing going to be good or bad or otherwise? Can I do it? Can I not do it? And I'll talk about the four tens in terms of actual converting a sale. I'll talk about that in a bit too. Again, be the leader. Your certainty and conviction and congruence is what overcomes the prospect's uncertainty. And sometimes going back to the point. I mean, if they come up with an excuse, going back to, yeah, but yeah, this may be a lot of money, it may be expensive. And you told me that, well, this is a problem and that's a problem. And you want to be able to do this. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to have this, have that, right? Whatever it is, whether they're saying coaching or environmental services or fiber optics or solar panels or a computer, right? So again, be a leader on the call. Lead the call versus, hey, let's let them. I'll sit here and let them ask 20,000 questions. No, they're in control of the call. They're leading the call, and trust me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Courageous, of course. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, because some of the questions I'm going to give you in a few minutes require you, or sometimes require them to be uncomfortable, and often make us uncomfortable because we're asking uncomfortable questions, right? We're asking uncomfortable questions. What's going to happen if you don't do this? What's the risk? What's the cost if you don't invest in this or that? What are you gaining? And how's it going to affect your life? How's it going to affect your personal life if you don't do this? And how long has it been that you haven't been getting this, that this has been a problem? Sometimes these are uncomfortable questions. Like, what is the cost? I had someone say to me once, well, I've never really thought about that. And he just stopped. Okay, well, that wasn't quite the answer. Or I've never put pencil to paper. And I said, okay, well, let's do that now during our call. And someone like, well, I've never really thought about what it's costing me. And clearly showing they're uncomfortable and uncomfortable with proceeding. So we have to push them. We have to be comfortable being uncomfortable and asking the questions. Great. I'm hearing you've never, and again, repeat, right? Listen, and then test, repeat what they've said. So what I think I heard was that you've never put this to paper, never thought about this, never really thought about what it's costing you and how it's affecting you. Let's do that now versus letting them squirm away of, well, I've never really done that. And well, saying, well, it's something to think about. I used to do that. It's something to think about. And they never think about it because they go off and life would happen. So, well, let's do that now. Let's think about what's it costing you, Linwood, not to have the sales you want. And Marty, what's it cost you not to, be a kick-ass, salesperson that can really sell through conversations, have fun, have effing fun. Use the F word, fun, the other F word, have some fun for once in our life and have fun at converting people and enrolling people, AKA selling people. How can we have fun at this? Right. So again, be uncomfortable. And sales will require often both parties until you're comfortable with it. Be uncomfortable. If they're in the comfort zone, very rarely will they buy, gentlemen, and everyone else listening. Very rarely will they buy if they're comfortable, because making decisions is uncomfortable. We need to not make them uncomfortable, but have them be uncomfortable with the status quo, with what's going to continue in their lives. Again, whatever you're selling them, we want them to be present and congruent with and paying attention to, holy crap, yeah, this does suck. I'm very uncomfortable with this. I'm more uncomfortable with this happening and continuing than I am giving you my hard-earned dollars or making a decision. Because again, decisions can be scary. What if I make the wrong decision? What if I spend the wrong money? What if right? Decisions can be very uncomfortable to people. So looking at that and being uncomfortable, or being comfortable, excuse me, being uncomfortable, and be comfortable with having them be a bit uncomfortable, because that's when often people will make a decision to buy. It pushes them past the discomfort of this decision and, oh, well, Linwood, call me back in a month or three, or, James, I haven't quite thought about this yet, or Marty, let me, I can't do it right now because of whatever reason. There's always a great reason or excuse, depending how we're looking at it. I can't do it now. Let's talk in 3 months, 1 month, 4 months, 8 months. Right? Because we push off things. Now, sometimes there's legit reasons. So, of course, there's legit reasons. Something is blowing up, life's blowing up. They need to, whatever, something happens, right? But however, I've seen people be extremely resourceful and find time, money, energy, or even a space to do it. I had someone take my course in their car because they had a small apartment with a husband and kids, and it was chaos there. They took my course in their car, which is cool. I had someone take a course from my bed because she was in Jordan, and it was like 6 hours ahead of us. We started the course at 5:30 p.m. and of course that was like 11:30 or midnight for them. And she took the course, and we could see sunlight in the window behind. We could see sunlight coming up in the morning. and she was there, so, and she still did it. I've had people find ways to pay me that were just very, very resourceful as well. So it's, never doubt someone's resourcefulness, just help them be resourceful. And again, we need to make them uncomfortable with the status quo and with what has happened and what it's costed them up to now, and then what it will cost them going forward. People, again, love to put decisions off. Decisions are uncomfortable. We need to help them see that and figure what that cost is. And that is what will create an urgency to buy versus, well, then would come talk to me in a week or a month or three. Or Marty, I'd love to do this now, but I can't because whatever reasons. Again, some legit, probably about 3% of the time, they're a legit reason. Again, because I've seen people that have no money find money to pay me. I've had people no time. They're busy. They're working two jobs. And they're single mom, and they've still found a way to take the course. Again, people overseas, 6 hours ahead. It's the middle of the night. Hey, they've taken my course. There's a gentleman in Spain now I'm talking to, 6 hours ahead, looking to take my course. Starts at 5:30 p.m. And remember that they're coming to you as well. Remember that you're the expert. You're the doctor, so to speak. They have the bleeding neck. You're the doctor. And I'm not saying be cocky and being a jerk. And what I am saying is you're the doctor, so to speak. You can fix their pain, whatever it is, right? Whether there's a problem with their brain or a problem with whatever. You're the doctor, so be that doctor. It's like you have the bleeding neck. This is how I can help you. This is what it would cost. I'm happy to help you. And it's like, do you want the fix or not? With all these excuses of anything, it's like, do you want to stop that and have that or not? And that's the frame. Again, not a dickish or jerkish frame, but it's just coming from that place of authority and conviction that I can help. I would love to help. And you got to say yes. And you got to pay me for my services, pay me for my time. You got to say yes versus excuse. It sounds like this bleeding neck of yours, it sounds like it sucks and it's painful. Do you want it fixed, or are you going to continue to make excuses why you can't have the things you want just because it's uncomfortable? Are you willing to commit and be uncomfortable, make an uncomfortable decision and be uncomfortable in order to be happy? Because you're not comfortable anyways now with the status quo, right? And we'll get into specific questions on that in a moment. So remember, they're coming to you. You, gentlemen, are the expert, and everyone listening, ladies and gentlemen, people of all people and boys, let's say boys and girls, people of all ages, people of all everything. Lastly, remember that, like I said, price is contextual. Price is contextual. It's only too expensive when the price outweighs the cost of leaving the problems to persist. Now I've gotten better and better and better at what I've done, and I've raised my prices over the years. I keep raising my prices because I'm getting better and better at it. I can do it better, faster, stronger, more effectively than I could before. And price is contextual, right? People, when I was charging, $90 an hour for coaching, people are saying, that's expensive. Wah, wah, wah. And now that I'm charging between $500 and $750 for coaching sessions, people sometimes still say that's expensive, and people are still paying it. Right. And so it's only give tons of value, charge what you're worth, and your experiences and all your education has. I spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on my mentoring, my education, my inner work, my self-growth. So price, remember, is contextual. It's only too expensive when the price outweighs the cost of leaving the problems to persist. And I'll show you in a moment how to get that. What is that price? What is the cost to them of leaving the problems to persist? And that will help you get past the objections and the delay. Yes, I want this, not now. Yes, I want this, but later. Yes, I want this. Their heart may be saying yes. Their intuition may be saying yes, but the brain's like, oh, well, wait, because of this and this is going to happen. That's going to happen. So just being very, very cautious of this. So price is contextual. Price what you think you're worth. And sure, you can give a bit of a discount for people for testimonials, let's say, both Linwood and Marty. People are going to give you testimonials, video, Google reviews, all these things. They can be worth their weight in gold as well. And that can help. You can have them on a sheet. And when we go door to door, this is what people, hey, this is what Fred and Bob and Marty and Jane and Sheila, this is what they've said. Hey, this is what you come literally bring that door to door, either pictures or a screenshot of Google reviews, of video testimonials, of written testimonials. That is worth its weight in gold. It's just, I mean, basically, hey, these people say I'm safe. These people say Linwood's safe. These people say Marty is safe. And they're like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, if you're safe, and this is a principle of influence, which I can share with you in a minute too, and I can give you the persuasion playbook, Linwood, which gives authority and using things like reviews, testimonials, giving authority for us as a very powerful way to gain instant authority, instant credibility, influence, and persuasion. Thus, they will say yes, they'll buy from you. So oftentimes a guide of some sort, writing a guide is good. Again, Google reviews, written testimonials, video testimonials, screenshots of the Google testimonials, things like that can be huge to get people to say yes and trust because that's one of the big things that we need to look at. In fact, check this out. Check this out, guys. Let me show you something here. Okay, let me share my screen quickly here. So, screen share. I mentioned something called the 4 10s before. The 4 10s. So let's have a look at this. The 4 10s of trust. So people need to trust at 10 out of up close to 10 out of 10 as possible. People need to trust that your company, people need to trust your company, your organization. They need to trust you, right? They need to trust Marty. They need to trust Linwood. They need to trust your service or product, and that it works. It's good, great, grand, etc. And they need to trust that they can do it. That's the most, and AKA it'll work for them. Right. And so this is a mistake most people make, is not focusing on this. It's like, oh, this sounds great, Linwood, Murray, this is amazing. And then let me think about it, let me whatever, and then they either ghost you or put you off. This is the most important of the 4 10s. And if I call it 4 10s, because ideally you're going to get a 10 out of 10 here. They have 10 out of 10 trust for you, your company, which for you, Marty, is the same thing. You're one and the same. The service or product, and that it works well. Again, this is where testimonials, this is where Google reviews, things like that are great. And then most importantly, where a lot of salespeople miss, it's that they can do it. It will work for them. That's one of the most important things. It will work for them. And it's where a lot of sales fail because, yeah, okay, the company sounds good. Marty sounds great. Linwood sounds great. You have the service or product. Oh, that sounds really good. They also have to trust that they can do it. It'll work for them. Well, I'm different, or no one knows like me, or I've tried 100 different things, or I've tried all these different services or things or products or whatever. And so you need to really, really hone in on that it'll work for them and spend time on them knowing for sure that it's going to work for them. That is one of the biggest keys to success, honestly, that it'll work for them. Excuse me. Needs to be there. That'll work for them. So spend some time on that as well when you're talking to people, you're working with people, you're selling to people. Those are the 4 10s of trust. Again, oftentimes you and your company are the same, unless you work for IBM, for example, like I did years ago, or Lenovo. Yes, and they have to trust Lenovo and me as well. That the product service, and that's easy by creating a great offer and a compelling offer, which I can help you gentlemen do as part of what we do. And then again, this is the key. This is the big key. They can work with them and work for them. Absolutely, Marty, correct. And this is one of the biggest things to focus on and to make darn sure that they seem congruent and they know how it'll work for them, why it'll work with them. For example, I had a client. This sounds great, James. This sounds awesome. And he'd mentioned a bit of self-doubt before, and I know this. I'm aware of this. So his self-doubt is going to doubt that he's going to gain more confidence with my program, but there's a self-doubt that my program will work with him. That makes sense. He's mentioned self-doubt. Most people have it, even if they don't mention it, or they say, oh no, I'm totally confident. Everyone has our doubts, our fears, our imposter syndrome. The most successful people in the world have imposter syndrome, right? Including Elon Musk and oh my god, Amazon guy. Why is he Jeff Bezos? Right? They've even admitted to imposter syndrome. So we need to work on this, because if, especially if they're coming us to fix self-doubt, and Marty, and that might be the case for some of your people too, they will have the self-doubt that they can do it or that it'll work for them. So we need to really work on that. So I had a call recently with the gentleman, um, and in fact a woman the other day too, and their big thing is doubting themselves, confidence. They want to increase that confidence to increase their business. And of course I knew, well, they're gonna doubt that my thing's gonna work. They're gonna doubt that they can actually do it and it'll work for them. So I spent a lot of times, this is how my product and service will work, even if you doubt yourself, even if you doubt it will work. This is how I'm going to support you through the whole process. This is why I'm going to be here and I'm not disappearing. This is why my course works better than everyone else, because we have the course, we have the practice, we have the follow-up calls too, we have the accountability, the one-on-one calls, we have the community once you graduate from my program. We have the community that's there. We meet once a month or more often if you want to join the mastermind. We meet and support you every step of the way. You're not taking the course and then so long, goodbye, do it on your own. No, I'm here with you every step of the way during this program, before, during, after you're learning, supporting you. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to make sure, give you my best. If you give me your best, I will promise to give you my best and make sure you're successful with the program, with the tools, with the service, whatever it is you're selling, and Marty, Linwood, and all. I'm here for you. This is why it works for people with self-doubt. This is why it works with people for ADHD. I've had people come, well, I have ADHD, yours truly included. I get bored a lot. I get bored in a lot of Zoom calls. It's like, well, there's some reasons why my courses work so well. People don't get bored. They can, in fact, one of my graduates messaged me today. She's like, I can't believe the course is over already. It flew by. It's so fast. And it was 3 months, right? And I said, yeah, it's things blow by, and that's why I teach the course in such a way. And this is all a metaphor, Marty, for you, of course, and Linwood yourself. What I do as Marty, as Linwood, as whoever, whatever, what I do, this is why my course will support people with ADHD, again, affecting and talking to the self-doubt they have. This is why my course, Marty's course, will help, or Marty's coaching will help with this and this. Despite the self-doubt, you can have the self-doubt in the world, it'll still help you, right? And Linwood, any objections or blocks you get as well with people. So it's just again, making sure you address self-doubt, because it'll always be there. I promise you, even if they don't mention it or they swear, no, I'm the most confident person in the world, there's always self-doubt. So make sure to address why this thing will help them long term, and they're basically guaranteed for success unless they bail. And that's what I tell people. You're basically guaranteed that this will work for you, unless you bail, you don't show up, you quit, you don't give me your best, right? It's basically, it's almost impossible to fail what I teach people in my courses, my programs. It's basically impossible to fail unless you actively choose to sabotage and not show up and not do your best. So that's one thing too. So any question, a couple more frames I wanted to mention. Any more questions? Jen, I hope this is helpful, by the way. If feel free, if it is, if it's not, let me know. I do want to get to some questioning. I just want to finish. I wanted to give you a few frames and different ways at looking at things that are extremely, extremely important. And like I said, price is contextual. It's only expensive in the absence of value, or when the price, for example, let's say Marty charges, I don't know, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K for a program. It's only expensive if the price outweighs the cost of leaving someone with the problems to persist. What are they? How is it affecting them? Are they drinking? Are they spending money on booze or drugs or whatever? Sex, drugs, rock and roll. What are their vices costing them? What's it costing them? I don't not to have the confidence to get a better job. Is it 20, 30K a year? Oh my God, divide that monthly. Well, then it's costing you what, 2, 3K a month in not having a better job, or if you had a demotion or whatever. These are just examples. Is it costing you 2, 3K a month not to have that better job? And that's way more than you're going to pay me once to take my course. Let's say Marty's program is, I don't know, 7K, for example. Let's make it up. And that's way more than it's going to cost to take Marty's course at 7K, or Marty's coaching, whatever his program and services. It's way more than it's going to cost for these great men he wants to help get their lives back, have boundaries, stand up for themselves, whatever the outcome will be. The cost is way more than the price of doing this. And people say, well, how much is it? How much do you think? I say, well, do you want the cost or the price? Because they're different. The price is this: the cost of not doing it, or the cost of hiring some charlatan, or doing some rinky-dink course, or some little Udemy, not to knock Udemy, but some little course online that's just going to teach you information and not have you get a lot of knowledge and skill in how to implement the thing. There's a huge cost to that. So the price of my course is blank. The cost of taking some rinky-dink option, or a charlatan, or some mentor that doesn't know what he's doing or not well trained, or the cost of taking some, or not doing it at all. What is the cost of not doing? Well, my God, it's costing you, 500 a month, 5,000 a month. We really want to get into that and have that pushed through the brain and the logic and the fear, saying, well, we could do this later. Oh, this is uncomfortable. Well, this is a lot of money. What if it doesn't work? My God, this is costing you 5K a month, or 1K a month, whatever it is, in time, money, energy, paying someone off, whatever it is. It's harming your work, harming your business, harming yourself, harming your ability to get a job or promotion, harming your livelihood. Right? Looking at all of that. So you need to look at that, because price, again, is very contextual. That's expensive is I sometimes joke, people say, oh, that's expensive. And I often say, well, what compared to piano lessons? And I say it playfully. I'm not a dick when I say it. I play it playfully. Well, James, that's expensive. Compared to piano lessons? Sure. Yeah, compared to piano lessons, it is expensive. Right? But piano lessons aren't going to get you what you need. Hi, Mark. Welcome. Good to see you. So those are a couple things. And so here's a couple things to uncover during the call, right? Here's a couple areas to uncover during the call. Let me share something with you, actually. Let me share my screen here again here with you. 1 second here. Okay. All right. So you talked about the 4 10s of trust. Let's talk about a couple things. I don't want to, exhaust these. However, we talked about the 4 10s. Now, things to uncover. Oops, sorry, undo. Things to uncover during the call here, during our sales call. Why is this not behaving? All right, things to uncover. I'm trying to bold this. There we go. Things to uncover during a call, gentlemen. Of course, pain, problem, challenge, like basically current state, where they are now, essentially, right? Where they are now. And you can create a great script using these tools. Where they are now. In fact, here you go. Look at this. Core was actually designed by Sage Levine. I want to credit her to it. However, here's a couple things that make it easier to remember. So C is challenges. What are the Cora? C, challenges. What are the challenges? What are the challenges? What's the challenge going on? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm doing this backwards. Sorry. Core desires. Challenges come second. People will open up to you more with their challenges if you first ask about their goals and core desires. Like core desires, goals, what they want, what they desire, what they really want, right? And then O is obstacles, right? Obstacles and challenges. And where they are now and what prevents them. So again, Cora was developed by Sage Levine, adapted by Karen Kessler, one of my friends and mentors. So it's just basically a way to think, if nothing else, if you forget in your head when you're talking to someone, think Cora, okay? Core desires. Where do you want to go? And that gets them talking, and it makes it easier to get obstacles and challenge, way easier to get obstacles and challenge. It's starting with like, what's the problem first? Can often backfire on you because they're often guarded and you're someone new. And they're often guarded as well. So they may not want to talk to you or share as much, Mark, or be as open, Linwood, or be as forthright, Marty. They may be like, well, this and that, and business is slow, and I'm doing this or I'm not doing that, and my marriage sucks or whatever. versus get them talking and talking. People love talking what they desire, talking about their goals. Awesome, awesome. You can ask a follow-up question then. What happens? What happens when you achieve this? You can say, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. What happens when you achieve this? Things like ask great question. What happens when you achieve this? Oops. What are you willing to do, not do, achieve this? How committed, from 1 to 10. Here's a trick too. Most people, and you can ask them both questions. You can say, why didn't you choose a lower number? Because often salespeople why are you not a 10? What's it take to get you a 10? And you can do that. It sounds hella salesy. It's like, Lynn, what's you on scale to 10 to doing this, or Marty or Mark? What are you on a scale of 1 to 10 to doing this or buying this or moving forward with this? I'm at 7 or 8 or 9. Well, why did you choose a higher number? What's going to take to get you to a higher number? That's very salesy, and people will run from that. So what you can ask is, why didn't you choose a lower number and let them sell themselves on it? Well, Marty, it really sucks right now. I really want to have this. I really want to have that. Mark, I really want to achieve this and overcome that. Lynn, I really want to be able to do this or do this with my family or my tech or my this and that. I really want to have this, and it kind of sucks right now where what I'm going through, and it's stressful. And I really want this because I want to make a difference in the world or whatever, help my family, right? So why didn't you choose a lower number? Will help them sell themselves, right? And then you can ask, sure, you can always ask after. You can ask, what's preventing you from being a 10? And I'll avoid saying, what's it going to take to get you to a 10 today, or all any of that stuff. Just after asking, why didn't you choose a lower number? What's preventing you from being a 10? What's preventing you? Because it's a great thing to ask. I love that. Why didn't you choose a lower number? And they sell themselves. Well, this sucks, or this is good or bad. I really want this. I really want to do that. Awesome. And this is a great question too. What happens when you achieve this? Well, it means I'm able to do this. I'm able to do that. And again, this is where you get the really core desires, important stuff. Like, Marty, I want to make more money. For example, I know that Marty coaches men, of course, so it's maybe less about making more money than being just maybe a confident man. But let's say their confidence affecting their ability to make money. Okay, good. Want to make more money? Great. Why? What happens when you make more money? What happens when you get a better job, or what happens when you have more confidence? Or you stand up for yourself more, or whatever. I'm able to support my family more, or I'm able to do this more or do that better. I'm able to travel more, have freedom. I'm able to do what I want. And that's the more important stuff. Providing better for my family. That's what's really important, not I want to make more money or have more freedom or free time. Okay, good. What does that give? What's that free time or freedom give you? Well, I can travel and learn. I'm giving you some of mine. I can give back. I can make a difference. I can spend time with friends and family and people I love. I spend, I can climb volcanoes and do cool stuff like I love to do. That's what's important to me. The money is just a way. That's just a mechanism. So what to do is sell them on the air quotes, sell them on the really core desires, the really important stuff, versus the I want more money. The goal, I want more money, more time, want a better job, more confidence. Right? Sell them on the really important stuff. Okay. How committed are they? Why didn't they choose a lower number? What's preventing them being a 10? And tell me more about that. When in doubt, tell me more about that. It's a great question. I used to get uncomfortable asking this because I could see they're getting sometimes a little uncomfortable, or they getting deeper would make them uncomfortable. So I was uncomfortable, so I didn't ask. Worst mistake ever. So tell me more about that. Okay. Now we shift to obstacles and challenges. Where are you now? What prevents you? Tell me about what prevents you from getting there, being there, having that. Right? Just doing a check-in with Mark and Linwood. Did we lose you, gentlemen, or are you still there? I know Linwood, you're on your phone, so I get it, but just want to check.
Yeah, I'm still
Ah,
here.
beautiful,
I'm
perfect.
taking notes on my hover note.
Awesome. I got to love it, love it, love it. And again, welcome, Mark. Welcome to join us. We're just doing more, Mark, of a bit of a fireside, quick conversation here. Talk a little bit about the influence and the persuasion playbook as well. And I'll talk about that more next time. But I thought it's only a few of us today. Let's have more of a fireside chat about this. So the request was, hey, how do we do better at sales, do better at enrolling people, convincing people as well? I hope that's cool with you, Mark.
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. What tell me this, Mark, because I want to make it about you as well, since there's only a few of us today. What would you love to get out of today or leave with today or learn today or be able to do after today? What can I leave you with today? What's important to you?
Actually, the more thing is making more money, how to improve my life overall. Can you hear me?
Apologies. I wasn't hearing you. Say that again, please. I was here. I wasn't hearing you well with your audio.
Just to have to make more money,
Okay.
yeah, and then uh, confidence. Yeah, that's the more area,
Got it. Got it. So more
uh,
money comments. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Excellent. Thank you.
self-esteem. Yeah,
Got it. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So this is great. This is great for a conversation because we're talking about being more enrolling and being better at sales. Whether you're selling your boss, because this process can be used whether you're selling your boss on a raise or promotion, whether you're selling someone a thing, right? This process can be used for anything. It's about enrolling people. So awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mark, for joining us. Let's continue here.
thank you.
So looking at obstacles, like what's preventing you now? Tell me about what prevents you from getting there, being there, having that. And then again, the magic question from before, what happens then? But instead of achieve this, it's like, what happens when you are able to avoid this? Again, you get more, well, I can spend more time with my family. I can, work in my garden more. Whatever they're saying, tell me more, tell me more about this. Tell me more about that. When in doubt, tell me more about that.
Yeah, just for me, it's just like more freedom, able to spend time with my family, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and have time to do other things that I want to do in life.
Fair.
Yeah,
Got it.
travel, yeah, meet more people, just kind of general freedom in general. Yeah, able to control my own time and all this. Yeah,
Got it. Okay. So Mark, what I think I heard was that again having more freedom, more time doing what you love, more time with family and friends, making more money, and having confidence. Did I get that right? How did I do there?
yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
Excellent. That's exact perfect. And so what I did there, everyone. I think Marty, you might have seen this before, but Linwood and Mark, what I did there, it's called copy and then test, or repeat and test. So it's like this is what I think I heard, and then how do I do? How do I get that? I get that right, and this is great. We're all men here. Whether you're dating, well, I suppose dating men too, but whether you're dating women, men, whoever, and women dating men too, whoever you're dating, everyone or anyone, um, dating, selling. This is such a great copy test. Has people feel that they're seen, feel that they're listened to, feel that they're heard by you, which will massively increase your ability to influence, to persuade, to enroll them in your idea, to sell them on your idea, whether it's a raise or a promotion, whether it's buying your product or service, whether it's dating you, whether it's, again, them being happy with you, right? So it's called copy. I'll put it down here. Copy and test. Copy and then test it. Hey, how did I do? How did I do? How did I do from 1 to 10? How did I do from 1 to 10? And they can say, yeah, it was perfect, or it was totally crap, or you got part of it. Well, what did I miss? What did I miss? And then tell me what I missed, and then repeat the whole thing. And how did I do that time? This procedure, this tool has you so effective. And gentlemen, if you're, I mean, whoever you're dating, do it with them. Anyone you're dating, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's just gentlemen on this call. Whoever you're dating, use this with whoever you're dating when they say something important to you. Wow, will they ever feel heard and seen? Will you ever stand out? Will you ever make them happy and resolve problems and challenges, resolve people that are mad or upset, angry or otherwise? I used to do this back when I was in customer service. And again, people that are irate and angry customers, they just want to be heard and understood. And that, yeah, this sucks. That this does sound like it sucks. I'm sorry that I'm really sorry. Let me do whatever I can to help you. Right. So that's the copy and test. So I'll put that way up here. Copy test. This is for rapport, trust, sales. Again, having people know, like, trust you, feel that you hear and see them. Copy and test. It's awesome. Ask, how do I do? Just copy verbatim, not verbatim. Exactly what they said. Repeat exactly what they just said. You may sound like a parrot. It's okay. Now, just because it's important to me, what I think I heard was blank. You know, what I think I heard is ... And then ask, how did I do? How did I do? There we go. Ask, how did I do? So back to, okay, awesome. Back to down here. So again, see, we did Cora, right? So core desires, Cora. C, core desires, O, obstacles. And tell me more about that. And then what you can do, R stands for recommendations. What you can do is make some recommendations. You know, make a plan. Great. So these are the 5 steps you've got to do. And of course, you can relate it to, you can relate to how your thing will do it. But these are my recommendations. We need to have you become powerful and confident. You need to become a master at NLP. You need to learn how to be a great listener. Learn how to be a great salesperson by listening, and then basically relating what you do to how it'll help them in a very high level way that's not confusing, that's very good in understanding, and saying, hey, if you want this, I can get you there. Just give them a teeny bit of how, 10% of the how. People really don't care how. I mean, think about this, Marty, Linwood, Mark, if I told you could make $1 million a year by standing on your head, would you care? Would you care? I don't want to stand on my head. No, you'd probably stand on your head 2 hours a day or whatever it took to make $1 million a year. People don't really care about the how. I have a proven, they want to know you have a proven process. They want to know what your thing does works. They want to know that you're legit. You'll help them. Whether it's, again, a promotion, whether you're working for someone else or you're an entrepreneur, you want to know that it works, of course, as well. Right. So R is recommendations. CORA, R recommendations. And A is action. How else were you hoping I can help you? Can or could help you? And then maybe they can say, well, tell me about your programs, or how does it work? Or, Linwood, what does it make sense to work with you? Or Mario, how does it look to work with you? Or what is your service, thing? Or Mark, how to do this, how to do that? How are you hoping I can help you? And then this is where you can, do the, I dare I call it closing, or, take payments and talk about specifics, again, high level, of your thing. People don't really care about all the details. It's like talk about what makes you unique, different, special, better than the rest, and why you cost more than the rest, and why you will save them or make them more than others. Whether you're an employee, whether you're, again, an entrepreneur, why you're the best, why you cost more, but also, and why that is, and why you will save them or make them more than others, time, money, energy, why you're the best solution. So that's a short way of looking at this. right? And so we've talked about the pain. We've talked about, let's talk about number two. We talked about some of these other things, and we're running out of time, but in a little bit. But let's talk about the cost. I mentioned earlier, remember, gentlemen, that the things are only expensive whether you're asking for a raise or promotion, things are only expensive in the absence of value, or without a cost of inaction, right? A cost of inaction. Things are only expensive in the without the cost of inaction, right? So cost of inaction. Let's talk about that. We'll go back up here to the core script, right? So obstacles and challenges. What happens when we can do that? Tell me more about that. What you want is to also ask. Tell you what I'm going to do. What has been the cost of that time, money, energy? Or if someone's asking for a raise, try to have the hiring person or the person giving you a raise. What is the cost of the problem that you can solve for them? Or if hiring someone else, or of losing you, like, what is the cost of that? Let's pretend you're selling a service to someone. What has been the cost of that time, money, energy up until now? Get a number. Make it up if you have to. Ask them, what is your time worth, for example? Find a way to get a number. Oh, it's priceless. It's priceless. It's not a real tangible number. They'll still tell you, oh, well, Marty, 10K is expensive. Or Linwood, XYZ expensive. Mark, that sounds like a lot of money. Well, what's your time worth? What is the cost? What is this cost? What is this cost been? And that's what we can, like, cost of not solving the problem. Cost of an action. Like, what is that cost? Cost of not solving the problem. Cost of an action. You can ask, what's it been? And you can ask, what is the opportunity cost or cost of opportunity if you don't do this, achieve this, resolve this? And as you all see, this is everyone sees here. This is just very, very conversational. It's not salesy. It's just asking questions, just asking great questions. And I find this is a lot better than trying to twist or convince someone, or trying to pressure someone. This is a way, way, way better way to do it. What's the cost of opportunity? How much more is this going to cost you? Are you willing to deal with that for even another day? Like, it's costing you like $5,000 every month. Well, yeah, but I have to do this, or I have to do that, or gotta ask my dog or my spouse, or I don't have the finances, or I gotta check my finances. These are all just deflections, right? Now, later, all BS answers, right? I mean, again, if someone is again, I've seen people be resourceful, so I'm not going to justify reasons, but sometimes it truly isn't a great time. Sometimes it truly isn't, but usually that's not the case. Usually it's just BS reasons and answers because it's fear. And I don't judge anyone because that. I have fear and I make BS reasons sometimes too. It's just helping people get past that fear by showing them, well, what are you more afraid of? Investing in me, investing in yourself, or having this cost continue, having this challenge continue for even another day? It's costing you, do some math, quick simple math. It's costing you $5K a month, and it's costing you $1,250 a week. It's costing you what? Something is costing you, I don't know what, $150 a day, whatever the math is on that. It's costing you $150 every single day. How much longer are you willing to put up with that? And also not have what you want. It's costing you this, and you don't have what you want. How much longer? Yeah, but I don't know, Marty. I gotta talk to my dog or my wife or whatever. I get it. And how much longer? It's costing you this much. Just keep going back to the challenges. You're telling me this and this and this is a problem. You're an 8 out of 10 committed to do it. It's costing you this and that. How much are you really willing to do this any longer? So keep going back to the pains and core desires with the excuses you're getting. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times even. Just keep going back with every objection. Just go back. Yeah, but you really want this. It's costing you this. You're not having this. When do you want this? Right? So again, that's the core of process. That's a high level. I could teach a whole hour and a half on how to do a whole full sales process. But again, yeah, make sure you ask this, because without that, there's no urgency. This sounds great, Brian. This sounds great, Mark. This sounds good, Linwen, Marty. This is amazing. This is the cat's ass. I'm definitely going to do this, but I can't until blank, or I can't because blank, or I have to wait till blank. And that's never going to happen. We're never going to have all the money in the world, or gobs of money and nothing to do with it, or all this time. Oh, I'm going to have all this free time, nothing to do with it, better than to work with you. No, it's never going to happen. So really, this is what will create a sense of urgency in them. Otherwise, they'll just put it off, put it off, put it off forever. Right. So again, what does that cost? What is the cost of inaction? What does it cost them every single day or month or year not to do this? What is the cost? Right? What does that cost? Yeah, fine. We got to check my finances, got to talk to my spouse, partner. These are almost always deflections. Whose business is this? Whose job is this? Whose life is it? Do they know about what you do? Are they really versed in what we're doing, what we're trying to do together? If you get a spouse ejection, again, you, the company, the product themselves, like I said, trust is key as well. They gotta trust that they can do it. Again, timing. Most times, timing is just, again, it's a don't have time, money, energy. It's just an objection or deflection. It's not a real reason. I've seen people be extremely resourceful. I'm so proud of some people. I've had people coming from Africa, and nuns in the Congo of Africa. I've had single moms come and find ways to make it work. People, refugees, people in asylum. I've seen people be so resourceful in time, money, energy, making it work no matter what. Someone's computer was stolen, so that she did it on her phone. Whatever it is, right? Yeah, and again, willingness to get uncomfortable, to listen. I mean, if someone's not going to be open to you, if they want to hire from you, they're not willing to be open to you, or if they're going to get business done by you, excuse me, pardon me, and they're not willing to be open by you, or to you, or open up, there's only so much. And you may say, it may not be a fit. I'm trying to help you, but really, you're not allowing me to help you. You're not communicating these answers. Anyway, so this is a bit of a sales thing, and selling ourselves, selling our stuff. I hope this is helpful. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Anyone? And welcome, Brian, by the way. Welcome.
None at the moment.
Cool. Awesome. Is this helpful? Everyone?
Yeah, it is. I'm definitely going to take advantage of the core. Are we getting a copy of this?
I can send it. I can send just if you want, ping me, gentlemen. Let me give you my. This is being recorded on YouTube as well. On my YouTube channel, you'll have it as well. Here, James at Unleash Power. Send me an email, and I'll send you this sort of writings I've done. Shoot me an email, and that email address in the chat. So this is really a process, and I teach this to people I'm working with and take my courses. We talk, we do into like hours of like just talking about. We talk an hour about how to talk to them about this, or an hour about recommendations, or an hour about what are the core desires and how to dig deeper into that, and how to coach them through it. And again, how to give some value. The actions are, the recommendations are a great step. Make a plan, give some value, give some big value, right? Give some big value to people versus not. Because wow, this was great, Marty. That helped me a lot. You want to be careful not to solve their problem, but give them some value. Show them some value. Show them some testimonials of who you can help, things like that. Right? Give them some big value. Is my suggestion. Give some kind of value. It doesn't have to take long. Give them some value. And that's going to be a key thing in really making a big difference as well. So some food for thought on that. Food for thought on that. Um, well, what questions do you have, everyone? What questions do you have about, whether it's Cora, whether how to do this, obstacles, challenges, things like that? Here, I'll make this less bold. There we go. That way, it delineates it into four core processes. Our recommendations, O, obstacles, and then the C is Cora, core desires. So that's the Cora. When in doubt, if you're having a conversation, oh my God, what do I ask? Cora, Cora, core desires, obstacles, recommendations. Here's what you can do. Here's a plan. This is what I would suggest, and actions. How else were you hoping I could help you, or how were you hoping I could help you, or how were you hoping you could get to some of these goals? You start talking about some gaps as well. Like, what are the gaps? What do you need? Is it a training or a certification? Is it coaching? Is it a program? Is it a plan? Is it accountability? Is it butt kicking? What is it? What is it that you need? Right? Any questions so far, gentlemen? Questions, concerns, comments?
For me, it's just my only obstacle is the fact that I'm in solar door to door and it's a little oversaturated. So it's free for homeowners. So I'm like the 70th person to majority of the doors almost. So, it's really the competition and identifying, problem solution that hasn't been addressed before. It's my obstacle.
Exactly. And that because you're right, solar can be, is it free with the grant, or is it still the cost to people, or
Depending on what their situation, it's a different options. It's free with a program. You can lease it also, or you can buy it outright. There are options. It's just the fact that it's literally like so oversaturated right now with solar that it's tough door to door already by itself. So selling something that, a lot of people aren't really, I don't know, into, I guess, who's left. So it's a little difficult.
got it. So that way, that's one of the things where you really have to show the, why you're different. We talked about where is it here? We talked about it. Was it up here? No, where was it? We talked about it earlier about really showing how you're different. What makes you unique, what makes you different, why buying from you is far better, and that's something to maybe to brainstorm why it's far better, why you're better, faster, easier. Why you're unique, what makes you unique, what makes your product or service unique, and doing some brainstorming on that, I think is key,
Yeah.
and leading with that. It's like, hey, this is how we're different. This is how we're better, because you're right, it can be saturated. It's just think of things, why it's better to buy from you, or why it's better to buy from your company. Yes, it's you getting this and this from other companies. What is one thing you do or your company does that the others don't? Or are you better at something that your others don't? Do you not wreck the roof or something when putting solar, or is it hassle free and you're there for support? Marty, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So, all right. So all right. I think when it comes to selling solar, and also in my case, when it comes to selling like a coaching program, in both cases, you're asking somebody to spend money or sign up for a thing that
Hmm.
they've spent money on before. Like, nobody in their life has previously bought solar. A lot of people never in their life have previously bought a coaching program. So I think that's kind of like the first sort of hurdle to overcome.
Yes, I agree. Selling something that somebody never had before is crazy. But yeah.
And it's really getting them, getting to understand the and see the value, and that's how you can ask, like, what are some of your big goals? What is big? It's and you can maybe frame, Linwood, how the solar. I mean, if I'm not sure if there's an income, they can lease it, they can buy it outright. Maybe there's options that they can get paid for it, or they can save money, or they can eventually make money on the solar. And you can relate that to how it'll give them a secondary income. It'll cut their electricity bills down so they can spend money on other things like food or their kids or something. So really maybe being curious about their core desires and working that into the script. Find a way to working that into the script and their core desires, and having them understand, well, this is how solar can help. And I believe that even if it's market saturated and there's a million other solar people, if you can get them down to this, or when you get them down to this, gentlemen, Linwood and all, learn about their core desires, what are the obstacles getting in their way. If you can get that, and if you can relate your service to what they really want, again, I'm assuming Linwood, they're going to make a bit of money having solar. They'll save money. It's better for the environment. Maybe one of the core desires is having I don't know, it's telling they're contributing to the environment, and that way their kids have a cleaner, better life. You can you can stop buying gas and save money there. You can charge your future future electric vehicle on solar and save all this money, not paying for gas every year. How much is that going to save them? Just look at what's important, and I can guarantee you no one else is doing this that goes door to door with solar. What's the cost of what's the cost of inaction? No, if you don't do solar, what could the cost be? Now you might have to do some math on that and show them, hey, solar costs this, and you can lease this, and that way, again, because I don't know your business super well, but I love what you're doing, by the way. Love solar, love things that's sustainable and helping the environment. That's for sure.
Definitely, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, brainstorming that you're unique and having them see the value, both Marty, Linwood, and all see the value to this and to taking action, and what the cost of opportunity will be if they don't take action. Is I think one of the key things, and maybe help them understand that solar is safe, coaching is safe. It's regulated. You're certified for this and that kind of thing. It just, again, sharing all the unique things and what makes you different. Not all of them, share some powerful, unique things that makes you different and unique than other people. And really asking some good questions, I think will get you, versus, hey, you interested in solar panels and putting them on your roof? No, it's okay, thanks. Because no is for everyone's first response anyways to anything. You go into a store, the salesperson, hey, can I help you? No, just browsing. And you're not just browsing. Why would you be there? Of course you're looking for something to buy, right? But we say that to people. Our first reaction is no. So if you can get these, let me ask you a question. What is one of your biggest goals for 2020? Well, it's to spend more time with my family, or make more money, or whatever. Then find a way through this to well, tell me more about that. That's interesting. What happens when you achieve that? What happens when you do that? And find a way to relate how solar can help them get there, whether it's saving the environment, making a cleaner environment for the kids, whether it's making more money or saving money on electricity, or eventually making money when they pay this, because they're actually gonna, at least in my city, when you run the meter backwards, the utilities have to pay you for electricity, so you can make money at it, actually. So food for thought. Food for thought. Anything else, gentlemen? Is this helpful? We're coming up on time. Again, feel free to join us. These calls are different each time, gentlemen. We really didn't even have time to go through what I wanted to. What I go through in certain ones of these. We go through what's called the persuasion playbook, and so feel free to come back again. These are all different. Feel free to come back again, and we look at different parts of influence of persuasion. Whether it's creating full trust, whether it's forging connections, creating a sense of community. Maybe create some kind of solar community. Linwood is some kind of community of people, advocates for solar, advocates for clean energy, clean air. You start a Facebook group in your community for that. I mean, who get people talking about clean air and solar. That can be something really cool, right? Scarcity. We're very unique, we're special, this is why, and we only do that for this amount of people per month, or Marty's like, hey, I only take 3 or 4 or whatever coaching clients per month because I want to give people my best, and I whatever. It's a great way to create urgency, because there's scarcity limit. It's not like, oh yeah, I have all the time in the world, or oh yeah, this phone. No, we create so many phones, they'll be filling landfills by the end of the year. No, we only create 1,000 iPhones. So if you want an iPhone, you better line up in front of the iPhone store a day early, something like that, right? Anyway, we'll talk about all these things in the future as well. How to be an authority figure as well. We'll talk about all these things next time as well. In what I do. So happy to get into that. I love how you all wanted to talk a bit more about more sales and conversions and things today. That was a really cool talk. So these are all different. Come back. My pleasure, guys. My pleasure, everyone. My pleasure, Marty. Happy to chat and provide value and have a bit of a different angle each time. Last time we went into the brain and why some of the tools I teach are powerful for the brain to become more persuasive, more influential, and why that is so important as well. It just, yeah, it's very, 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 it's we can be persuasive, but again, we need to drill down to the self and the inner game of ourselves. You probably learned that, Linwood, at the NLP course you took.
Yes, I did.
It's all our persuasion, and 95% of it is inner game. Yes, having the tools, asking the right questions, being persuasive, being influential, using the tools is definitely a big part of it. Although I would say like maybe 80-90% is inner game, honestly.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then use these tools. And sure, email me if you want, gentlemen. I can give you the link. I can give you my YouTube channel. You'll find the recording here. And then, of course, I can send you the little sheet we created today, all the notes I created. Very happy to share that with everyone.
Nice. Thanks.
Cool. My pleasure. My pleasure. We do this every 2 weeks. It's a little different each time. Similar themes, a little different. And I thought, like I said, it was only a handful of us, so we do a little more of a fireside. What do you all want, and what do you want to talk about today? So I hope that was valuable.
Definitely was.
Beautiful, amazing. Well, everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and anything else you celebrate as well. Let's be in touch as well. And yeah, have yourself a good one. If anyone wants to book a call with me, feel free. I would love to chat and see how I could continue. That same email, feel free to email me, james@unleashyourpower.com as well. Or if you really want, here is the other link here. There we go. There's my calendar link. If you'd like to chat, if you want to find out how I can help you more, serve you more, support you more as well, if you're interested in what I do and furthering what we did here and taking things to a whole new level, let me know. Feel free to book a call with me there, and we'll have a chat and see where we can make a plan for you and your growth.
Well, thanks.
Awesome,
Enjoy the rest of the
James.
afternoon.
So much.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure, everyone, and watching. And of course, men on the call here was just men today. That was cool. Just a group of men today, which is pretty neat. Everyone have an amazing day.
You also.